Welcome back to Orange County's Real Estate Hot 30. I'm Lena Fayyad, and next to me is,
I'm Holly McDonald.
welcome back, guys. So, it's September, believe it or not. 2020 is almost over, and soon enough, it will be a thing of the past, I hope. So, today's topic, we wanted to do a little education about real estate agents 101, kind of, on how to utilize your agent to their best, I guess, ability or in the best way you both can benefit. Holly, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. So I wanted to kind of tell our buyers and sellers out there, especially that we're getting a lot of leads online from people nowadays, especially first time new buyers. I guess they don't have maybe all the information on how to utilize their agent and end up, clicking on a listing online and calling, for example, me. Let's put that in a situation. And I'll be, of course, I screen them and they're like, oh, I have an agent, but, I don't want her, can you show me? And then if I'm ready, I'll let her know or let him know, for example. So, and I try to educate them. So, I'm not stepping on any toes. And I think we talked about that in a couple of episodes before that, but I'm just seeing it come up. And I thought they were pre-screened. Maybe they are, maybe they don't tell the people in Zillow and Redfin all their info either. I think I talked a lot. So what can you say about that?
Yeah, no, that was the perfect example. So we have talked about this before, but I think it bears repeating. We do get a lot of calls from people who use Zillow and Redfin and all of those other sites out there where you can look up real estate listings and press a button and it will connect you with an agent. Now, a lot of times when people make that call, they think that they're connecting with the person who is representing the property, representing the seller. And that is not typically the case. You can reach the listing agent, but you're going to have to do an awful lot of digging. And it's typically not going to directly go to the listing agent. It's usually going to go to whoever is advertising because let's face it, it's about money. So it's going to call the agent that is advertising to be part of that website. So for example, I advertise on Zillow. I get calls from people all the time on Zillow and they want to see a property. And like Lena said, they want to see a property now. And I think a couple of things that we wanted to point out are one, especially in this age of COVID, but any time really, it takes an appointment to view a property. I mean, we're not just sitting at the properties all day long. Maybe during a traditional open house, we might be there for a few hours, but call us at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and be like, meet us there in 15 minutes. Your expectations need to be a little bit more realistic because just like you're busy, agents are busy. And if you're not the listing agent for that property, your job is not to show that property if the buyer has an agent. So while we're here to service people and educate them on the industry, we just want buyers to know that if you need to reach the listing agent for whatever reason, make sure you ask that question directly because whoever you get on the phone is most likely trying to support their family and get everything done, but they're not necessarily there to just go open a door for you so that a different agent ultimately gets paid because we don't get paid until we sell a house and close the deal. So, we just want to make sure that you understand because, in every business, there is a way that things work. And we feel like the real estate industry does not do a great job at educating consumers. And everybody gets all hopped up and excited that they can search all the listings on Zillow and Redfin, all from their home, from their phone, from their pocket, and, feel like they're taking control. And we totally get that. But at the end of the day, we think you need to know how it works too.
And I think, lately, a lot of my first questions to a lot of these, fresh leads is, and I hate it to make it kind of my intro question is, I just want to make sure you're not working with another agent, so I'm not stepping on any toes. And some were like, oh, I have an agent recommendation, but I'm not sure if I'll use them. And it's like, you kind of, and then I'm left in the middle. It's like, hey, I'm totally willing to help you. I'll have you sign a one-time showing for that property in case for just that one property, if I do show you, my time is worthy, if you do want to make an offer. And when you explain that to them and why, and then I think they kind of grasp an idea. It's like, okay, your time is not, you're not here just running around driving. And a lot of these places are owner occupied with this COVID deal. You know, people are selling their homes while they're in them. Yes, they do leave and make it and follow the protocol, but a lot of them are owner occupied. We need 24 hours at least and a heads up. By the time we get the Corona entry form signed and sent back and approved and all that. And so
Yeah.
use your agents, guys. Use them well.
Well, and that's the other thing that Lena and I wanted to touch on too, is that it's actually very common, and I think we as real estate professionals need to do a better job of letting people know this as well. But we work hard to earn our business, and so part of that is going through the trenches and showing you properties, even if it seems like a wild goose chase sometimes. Like, that is what we're here for. And so if you go and you're thinking, okay, well, I don't want to bother my agent because this seems like it's so far out in left field. Like, why would they even want to show me this?
Or it's too far of a drive for my agent. Let me call an agent closer to the property.
Yeah, we understand that you are trying to show respect, but at the same time, that can open up a whole other can of worms, because if another agent shows the property and they're not under the impression that you're working with somebody, there's a whole procuring cause issue should you move forward. Plus, it's just a matter of like decency and respect for not wasting someone else's time. I mean, I'm sure many of you kind of understand how sales works. And while, real estate is a very specific type of sales industry, we still, we want to be respected and show respect in turn. So if you want to see a property, give us a heads up. It is not uncommon. Like, if you want to see a property way far out in yonder and feel like it's too far for us or we can't make it, we can figure out alternative arrangements most of the time. And that's fine. Like, I mean, we're happy to do it because it's helping us with our relationship with you and kind of seeing what you're going through and just assisting. So please keep that in mind. Like, it's never a bother, although we understand that you're trying to show appreciation in that way, but we also want you to know that that's part of our, our whole deal. That's what we do.
Exactly. And I especially, from agent to agent, let's say there's a buyer and you want to see a home in Camarillo and we're in Orange County about that house we sold recently. It's like, for example, if a buyer isn't sure, doesn't want to waste their personal agent's time, you'd be surprised what from agent to agent, how something can be coordinated where it's still a fair deal and no one is stepping on anyone's toes in that sense. You can arrange for someone to be there and, there's some professionalism in there that, whether it's forms we need to sign between agents and stuff, that kind of keeps everybody in a fair ground.
Yeah, Lena, I think that's the perfect way to say it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about professionalism. And I think everybody, we all know communication is so key in all aspects of life. And I think it's just the same with real estate. And we are so tied up with like your personal life too. For better or for worse, we are a part of your personal life because buying a home is so personal. So I think just communication is key. And that's how we strive to help you. And it's possible maybe you worked with other agents in the past that have indicated that that's, they don't want to be bothered. But we're telling you that for us, like, we understand that. We ask to be bothered. That's
yes, please bother us.
Bother us, please. If our phone's not ringing, we're not, happy.
Exactly. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to, do a little education 101 on how to utilize your agent to their full capacity. Because then you don't want your agent to miss out on a sale and then figure out, oh, you had an agent all along. All these showings were for nothing, So I wouldn't want to be in either boat. With that said, you can't really always count on the websites to screen everybody. Some people don't want to give out their information, and I can understand that as well. Some people don't have a few options and don't know which agent to pick. So you have the right to call a few and get a couple opinions on which one you feel like you've had more rapport with. And I say, please go out, whether it's me or somebody else. I'm sure if you connect, there's a deal to be made.
Yeah, and I think that's such a valuable point too. Like, we understand as agents that it does take building a relationship to earn your business, but you also have to understand that from the flip side, there's only so much running around in circles we can do without a commitment. Because if we're trying to service somebody that's moonlighting with other agents, let's say, then it does prevent us from being like 100% top notch available for you and for our other clients. It's really, it's just good business, honestly.
Exactly. And that's all I really have to say. Do you want to add anything else?
I think that's really what
That's it for this one.
Okay.
Okay. We will be back next week, guys, with hopefully a market update on what's to come at the end of 2020. We are very hopeful and optimistic. If you have any questions, leave us comments, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Orange County Real Estate Hot 30. I'm Lena Fayyad, and
I'm Holly McDonald.
see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.